is Jackery 5000 Plus. The batteries are powered by industry-leading LFP cells, arranged in a CTB honeycomb structure. Of course, with no compromise in voltage. It outputs at both 120 and 240 volts to support 99% of household applications. A single unit outputs 7,400 watts. So even your big, power-hungry appliances keep going and going. Not to mention full support for EV charging hubs. Connect up to 10 extra battery packs for a whopping 60 kilowatt hours of storage and a 14,000 watt output. Everything's made possible by the smart transfer switch, where you effortlessly connect Jackery 5000 Plus to your home's electrical system. This gives you intelligent control.
Alright, I was just messing around with you guys. Good evening and welcome back to the Jackery Show. Now guys, we got a bunch of amazing deals, and that's actually, guys, this is our spring sale. You are not going to want to sleep on these deals whatsoever. I mean, bunch of amazing deals thus to be had. Now there's a little bit of something for everybody, ranging from little portable power stations to the large, going to run your whole home or homestead. So got a little bit of something for everybody, so do definitely check it out. Don't sleep on these. You're going to enjoy these products. Now, you're going to notice that there's a 5% banner up there. That 5% banner is any purchase over $1,000 of Jackery products. You guys can get an extra 5% off. Our gift to you for coming to this show tonight. Now, you're also going to notice that rotating banner down there. You're going to see the Jackery Explorer 1000 V2 for $449. You're also going to see the 2000 V2 for $949, and you're going to see the, I don't believe it's the 2000 plus and 200 watt solar panels for $1899. A bunch of great deals, and that's why we're showing you guys those ones right there. Sorry, just all of a sudden got a hiccup. I don't know where that came from. That was weird. But you guys are going to see a bunch of great deals besides those rotating banners. If you have questions, always ask. That's why we're here. Guys, I know people are going to just keep rolling in since we just started. You guys are going to start seeing the queue pop up and everything. But if you have questions, ask. We're here to answer. If you guys need that discount code posted, ask for it. We'll post it. I do know that that little bit of a banner I have down there is a little bit small. Sometimes can't be read. But it is definitely there, and just ask for it. We'll send you guys that code, and maybe I'll enlarge it slightly. Now, we're going to start the show off with the 1000 V2, which is a great little power station sitting on the table behind us. Now, the 1000 V2 is 1,070 watt hours of power, but hey, guys, we're going to do this. Blake doesn't stream on all the time. He is just an afternoon streamer. I am the other streamer. Now, let's start the camera. Hey, look, it says come back soon. That's not what we're doing. Blake is not going to be on today. This is a Jackery show. So Blake will probably be on tomorrow. I think tomorrow at some point. Now, we're going to be talking about the 1000 V2. We're going to be talking about the table down below. We're going to be zooming on in there. We're going to come down and, of course, right here. Now, this is a 24-pound station. The station doesn't weigh that much. It's actually quite portable. Hey, welcome. It's nice to meet you as well. Now, like I said, $449 is going to be the price tag of the 1000 V2, which is a great product. 1,070 watt hours of power. That's about 24 pounds, which means you guys can take it from your house to your motorhome, from your house to your campsite. You guys can take it with you and travel with it. It doesn't have to be just a stationary station, which is great. Now, at 1,070 watt hours of power, they did a couple cool things. First and foremost is a LiFePO4 cell. Now, the LiFePO4 cell is a great battery system of a cell, which is perfect for a power station like this. But the better part is the charge time on this. So standard charge time in standard fast charging mode is a 2-hour charge rate. Now, at 2 hours, it's actually a decently quick charge rate. The cool part is Jackery built a nice little system inside this with the battery management, and that's called, of course, Charge Shield 2.0. And Charge Shield 2.0 is going to allow you to actually quick charge it in a 1-hour charge time. Sue, hello, how are you doing? Now, that 1-hour charge time, do use it sparingly. That is meant for emergency situations. that you guys know about to rise. Maybe you guys have a big ice storm coming. Maybe you guys know that you're probably going to hit with a tornado or something like that. Charge it in that quick emergency situations, and you'll have it up and running within an hour, and then you don't have to worry, which is amazing. Now, with it, you're going to have, of course, 3 AC outlets on the front. Those AC outlets are going to do, of course, amazing amount of power. You're actually going to be able to do about 1,500 watts of pure sine wave power through those 3 American-style standard wall plugs. Now, they can peak at 1,000, so if you guys need to go over that 1,500 watts, you definitely can do that. What's up, Darthwing? How you doing, buddy? Now, you also are going to have 2 USB-C ports. One's a 30-watt port, one's a 100-watt port. And if I zoom on in there, you guys will get a little bit better of a look with that. Now, that 30-watt port's going to do well for most of your standard USB-C devices, but they give you that 100-watt USB-C port so you guys can do your more power-hungry devices as well. Now, below that is going to be an 18-watt standard USB-A port for all of your other lower power consumption products, but still decently well. If you guys think about like your wireless charger for your iPhone, that is literally a 15-watt charger, so 18 watts will do well. Trevor, good evening, buddy. Now, you're going to have a 12-volt 10-amp cigarette lighter plug, and I planned on grabbing something out to show you guys something running off of that, but I forgot to and ran out of time. So maybe next show we'll get something out to plug into the 12-volt 10-amp plugs so you guys can kind of see that working. Trevor, I hope so. I had the internet company come out the other day. They did a few things, so yeah, fingers are crossed that all my internet issues have been corrected. That was definitely really a buggy for me. Now, you got a flashlight on this, guys, and the flashlight does, of course, 3 light modes. You're going to have standard low light, you're going to have highlight, and then you're going to have SOS pattern. SOS pattern is putting that flashlight in case you guys need to signal somebody for help in situations that you don't have a flashlight or can't signal somebody with. You turn that SOS pattern on and then let it run. Now, if you want to charge this device on a wall plug, like I said, you're going to get about 2-hour standard fast charging, 1 hour in emergency charge rate. If you had 2 of the 200-watt solar panels, about 2.5 hours will be your charge time with this. Now, cool part is it's literally 8 inches wide or 8 inches deep by about 13 inches wide by 10 inches tall with the handle closed. Lean, hello. Or Lynn, I apologize. Itty bitty chat. So, really cool little product right there. Now, you guys can run quite a bit of different products off of this without a problem, ranging from like your mini fridges to your window ACs, to even your kitchen stove if you wanted to, your house refrigerators, even that 60-watt flat screen TV could run with this. Not tonight. We are not doing any tonight, no. I do apologize for that. Now, like I said, you guys can do a flat screen TV off of this, or you guys can even do your Wi-Fi router for about 1 week of time. So Wi-Fi router only pulls about 15 watts. At 15 watts, you're going to get a week of running with your Wi-Fi modem or router. You guys could do like a little mini fridge for about 14 hours. You guys could do your standard Starlink for like 10 hours. If you had the Starlink Mini, up to about 29 hours of runtime with that. You guys could even do about 20 drone batteries. If you wanted to do the Mavic Air drone batteries, you guys could charge that off of this one, the 1000 V2, which is great. 12 hours of the heated blanket, guys. You could even do, let's say, 23 hours with a 45-watt house fan, 10-watt Bluetooth speaker, maybe up to 90 hours, maybe. Now, chainsaw, circular saws, electric drills, you guys could do all of that. Yeah, those are special ones, Lynn, so I do apologize, but yeah, tonight is just a spring sale show. Usually that will be with another member of the Jackery team. So, those are usually, I believe, posted on socials, so. Now, $449 is your price tag of this product by itself, or you guys can actually get the 1000 V2 and one of the solar panels. That's going to be a 200-watt solar panel for like $699. At $699, you're going to get, of course, that station and one of the larger panels. If you had 2 of those panels, you'd have a 2.5 hours. Yes, you can actually do a space heater off of that. Space heater will determine on the amount of like heat you want. Now, yeah, you could plug in, let's say, a 1200 watt space heater on that. Now, depending on how high you have that 1200 watt space heater, maybe an hour runtime on the 1200 watt at high space temp. If you have one of the smaller ones, it will definitely range depending on the space heater or the heater you're using. So yeah, there is a math to it, but yeah, you could do a space heater off of that. If you're looking for something that's going to really do a space heater for a while, it's going to be like one of the larger systems, kind of like the 5000 plus. So it's a really cool idea. To have something like this that's going to do well. And I mean, you guys look at the table. There's a wide range of products that will work for you no matter what you guys need. And the 1000 V2 is definitely a great option. It's definitely a nice portable option. It has the foldable handle. It can be wall charged off a standard 3-prong wall charge. Solar charging. You guys can even put it in your car, plug it into a cigarette lighter plug in your RV, your motorhome, or maybe your truck or car going across country, and you guys can charge it off a cigarette car lighter, which is another great idea. The wide range of variety of solar panels you guys could use would definitely be even from the 100 to the 200, or you guys could plug in like a single 500X to this system with that. Phil, what's up, buddy? There's my buddy Phil. Hey, Phil, come share some links and stuff. So it's a really cool idea. And some other things you guys could do, let's say like a 330 watt rice cooker, about 2.5 to maybe 3 hours. If you wanted to, let's say like, a tea kettle, you guys could do about an hour on a tea kettle, maybe an hour with a microwave off the 1000 V2. Now, it may not seem like a long runtime, and those are because those are really power hungry devices. So the more power hungry the device is, of course, the shorter the runtime you'll have. Now, technically on the 1000 V2, if you guys, with this, no. Well, what do you mean? What you mean, Sheila? No, I'm on everything. You have me confused now. Why is it not showing up on the others? Because Phil's on Facebook and Trevor's on YouTube. Did I miss something? And it shows me live over on the other one, so yeah, you should recheck, Sheila. I went there and it went blank. What? All right, let me check. Yeah. Hey, Sheila, can you ping Justin for me? Yeah, that's weird. It's showing us on all the others, but it's not showing us. Yeah. I'm gonna have Justin check that for me. Somebody. I don't know where Justin's at, so let me check some stuff. It shows. It's got to be an Amazon glitch. It shows me live on everything. I do apologize, everybody. I got word that one of our streams was down, so I'm having that checked. Now, so like I said, you guys can do the 1000 V2 by itself, or you guys can get the it says, yeah, it shouldn't. So like I asked, yeah, go tag Justin for me. Thank you. Now we're gonna move to the bigger brother of the 1000 V2. We're gonna do the 2000 V2, which is kind of cool. It's a great little product. So phenomenally beautiful little piece for a product, and it's just the big brother to that. Now, like we were just showing you guys, the little brother, we're going to talk about the big brother right next to it, and it's a really amazing little piece. Now, it's a little bit more heavier. It's approximately 38 pounds to 39 pounds. At 39 pounds, that's actually really well done. And it does do well for you, and it's going to do what you need as you need with this. So kind of a cool little piece. Now, at 2042 watt hours of power, you're getting a little bit more than that 1000 V2. That 1000 V2 is definitely a great little option with that. Now, but the 2000 V2 is going to step it up. It's going to give you a little bit more power. It's going to give you a little bit more runtime. It's going to do a little bit more than the 1000 V2, and that's because it packs more. It has, of course, 2200 watts of pure sine wave power through the 3 AC outlets. Now, those 3 AC outlets are going to do great for your house plugs, ranging from, let's say, like a 1200 or 12 hours with a 200 watt desktop PC. It's going to be like your standard, gateway PCs, HP PCs, just your standard smaller ones. So your gaming PCs are going to have a little bit less runtime with that. Just like the 1000 V2, it's actually got, of course, 2 USB-C ports, a 30 watt port, 100 watt port. You're also going to have that 18 watt USB-A port as well. Now, you're going to have a 12 volt 10 amp cigarette lighter plug like the other, and you're going to have a flashlight. And that flashlight's going to do the same 3 modes that we were just showing you guys are talking about on the other one. Now, the cool part about this is I can actually turn on the flashlight over here to show you guys the flashlight because I'm linked up to this one right now. And that's low light setting. That's going to be high light setting. And if you guys really need to signal help, you have SOS pattern. And if you guys know, SOS means help and all that other cool stuff. So really great. If you want to, we can even turn on the display and you guys can actually see the battery percentage, which is 97% charged. Now, the funny part about this is I've been using this station for the last month with that same light plugged into it, and we've been at 97%. So that tells you how long you're going to have a runtime. Dusty, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Now, if I want to, I can shut that screen back off. I don't have to see it. Now, with this device, it's going to have, of course, that standard fast charging, 2 hours, quick charging. You're good to go. If you need to with Charge Shield 2.0, you're going to have that 1 hour charge time fully charged in emergency modes with it. Now, even what's cooler with this, though, is they designed this a little bit different than the original 2000. This has actually got what's called CTB, or cell to body technology, which is almost like a honeycomb designed housing where the batteries are encapsulated in it, and of course a little bit fixed with that. And that's actually the great little piece about that. So you guys are going to have something that's designed and created a little bit quicker, which means you guys don't have to worry about the turnaround times with, of course, shipping and creating and all that. You're also going to have, of course, a smaller housing, which means it's not like the bigger 2000 plus system, which is like the same power, but it's a lot bigger of a housing, correct? So right down here, you're going to have that system down below. It's just a little bit smaller of a housing because it's designed a little bit different with this. Now, you do have, of course, temperature sensors in it, which means you guys are having temperatures checked all the time. It also has intelligent battery management system. It also has, of course, all the beautiful circuitry and protections that you would want from like charging protection and all of those others. It's built in with this. Now, your charge time, like I said, 1 hour standard in emergency mode, 2 hours if you need to, or if you want to, guys, with, of course, solar charging, about 5 hours or so with, of course, a single solar panel. If you had a few of those 200 watt panels, you're going to have a 2 hour charge time. It just makes it quicker. If you want to, though, you guys can actually plug in the solar and, of course, a wall plug. 50 minutes charge time, you're running and you're up and going. Now, with, of course, the design, it's about 13 inches by 10 inches by 11 and a half inches, which is great. But it can run so much with this system because it has that bigger battery capacity. Now, that bigger battery capacity is going to do well for those of you that want to do, let's say, a shop vac outside. You guys could do a shop vac for like 2.5 hours on the job site. You guys could do a tree trimmer, coffee makers. You guys could even do electric drills, water pumps, air pumps. You could even do portable fridges, microwaves, heated blankets, refrigerators, tea kettles, and everything else under the sun. If you wanted to do, let's say, a 100-watt refrigerator, which is just smaller ones, about 17 hours of runtime. 150-watt water pump, 11 and a half hours. Your 2,000-watt microwave, that's a big microwave. Most of you probably don't have a 2,000-watt microwave. 2,000-watt microwave will run for a little over an hour and 40 minutes. None of us are going to be cooking food for an hour and 40 minutes in a microwave. I'm just saying it now. Most of the time, our food's cooked in about 10 minutes or less. If we're reheating it, it's cooked in a minute and we're good to go and up and running. Now, a great option with, of course, the 2000 V2, guys, is it can actually be used as an EPS or UPS, emergency power supply, or uninterruptible power supply. It's a 20 milliseconds of switchover, or 0.02 of a second. So really, really super quick switchover. Most of the time, you're not even going to notice that switchover with this. $949 is the price tag of the 2000 V2 by itself. Or you guys could get the 2000 V2 with, of course, the two 200-watt solar panels at a phenomenal price point of $1599. Now, at $1599, you're getting a great station, but you're getting two of those large solar panels. Cool part is you guys can use that 5% discount code, and you're up and running, which is phenomenal. I really love that option. So, great little thing. If you guys have questions about that, definitely ask. So, any questions about the 1000 V2 or the 2000 V2, please ask. We are always here to answer. Now, Fernando, can you post the 5% discount code in chat for everybody? Be much appreciated. One second, I'm checking my other streams as well. Chat's working. Yeah, so Sheila, I can see the live. It's up and running for me, so maybe it's an Amazon issue. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to move to a larger power station. We're going to talk about the 3000 Pro. Now, the 3000 Pro we're showing you guys is a phenomenally well done station. And there's that 5% discount code, guys. If you spend over $1,000, you guys can use that on that 2000 V2, or you guys can use it on the 3000. Yeah, I'm not really sure what's going. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with it, Sheila. It's really weird because I can see it, and I just posted the link for it. So now, like I said, 3000 Pro, guys. This is a bigger standalone station. It's over 3040 watt hours of power in a 64-pound package. That's right, 64 pounds. That's actually quite a bit of weight, but they did it and they created it with this. No clue. I'm just gonna give up with that. So right there, guys, that is the design of the system. Because it is such a large system, they made it with two large 3-inch wheels. The two large 3-inch wheels on this are going to allow you to roll it across on most surfaces without a problem. Now, you do have an aluminum telescopic handle that's going to allow you to tip it and, of course, roll it. And they actually designed it with leverage, and that leverage actually allows you to roll it around quite easily. You don't even notice it's 64 pounds that you're rolling around unless you hit some really soft sand. Now, it can roll across grass, concrete, pavement, your carpet. If you guys want to go across tile, linoleum, it has no problem. Soft sand, it sinks a little bit, so do be careful with that. Now, when we bop down here, we're going to go move up the table, and we're going to talk about the big one down on the bottom. Now, we're going to zoom on in there and bring you on over to the 3000 station. Now, that is the Jackery Explorer 3000 Pro. Now, the 3000 Pro, like I said, 64 pounds. We got 3,024 watt hours of power, guys. At 3,024 watt hours of power, you have a crazy amount of wattage with this. Now, because it's over that 3,000 kilowatts mark, you guys can reach out and fill out for the residential clean energy credit programs, and you might get a tax credit, which is great. Now, with this device, can be used in like -4 degrees, which is beautiful, but you're going to have quite a bit of power. You have 4 of those standard 3-prong American plugs that do 3,000 watts of pure sine wave power, can peak at 6,000. You also have that 5th NEMA style plug that's going to do, of course, 3,000 watts of power or 6,000. That's up to you if you need that extra. Now, you're going to have, of course, the cigarette lighter like we talked about, the large digital display, and, of course, 2 USB-C ports and 2 USB-A ports. Now, the USB-A 18-watt ports are actually really nicely well done. Now, beautifully set up in a system for this. Now, your charge times will vary though. You're going to have about a 2.5 hour charge time on a wall plug in your house to fully charge this device. If you had 6 of the 200-watt solar panels, you're going to have, of course, 3.5 hours charge time. Both of those charge times will do well for you guys. Now, when fully charged, you guys could be able to run, let's say, a 60-watt TV, 1150-watt window AC, 120-watt refrigerator. Now, the run times of that will vary, like 35 hours with that TV, 3 hours with the window AC, or 5 hours with the refrigerator. But it's not going to hold you back there, because you guys could do, let's say, an hour. I think it's like an hour and 10 minutes with even a MIG welder or a TIG welder. So you guys could choose what type of welder you're using in the shop, and you guys could do that. And this would work well for your shop. Electric water pump is going to be about 32 hours of runtime on a 60-watt water pump. You guys could do, let's say, 6 hours with an angle grinder. Now you guys could do maybe 2.5 hours with the leaf eater or lawnmower. Off the grid, if you guys want to do 101 cell phone charges, please do so. It can do it. That's going to be like your iPhones, guys, though. Not your Samsungs. Samsungs will maybe be 90, 95. You guys could do maybe 6 hours with that space heater off of this, 3 hours with that 1150-watt window AC, 2.5 hours with the grill. You guys could even do, let's say, 3 hours with the tea kettle, or 21 hours with a movie projector. Have a movie night out back. Big old marathon during the summer. Have fun and just power it on the go. Now, 64 pounds, yeah, it weighs a bit, but it's definitely well worth it. At $1,800, guys, $1,799, you're getting a great price point of the system. Or you guys could get, let's say, the 3000 Pro and 2 of the 200-watt solar panels for like $2,199. At $2,199, you guys, that is a great product. It's the same beautiful 3000 Pro station, but it's going to come with 2 of those very large solar panels. So very phenomenally well done if you guys are looking for something like that. So definitely check it out. What do we got next in the carousel? I think we got 2000 plus. Oh, all right, cool. We're talking 2000 plus system next. That's its brother right next door. This is the 2000 plus, and you're going to notice that it looks identical to what we were just showing you. It is literally the same housing, just a few different extra plugs on the back. Now, with that being said, you still have those 4 3000 watt pure sine wave AC outlets that will do 6000 watts. You're also going to have that 5th NEMA style plug that does the same wattage. Now, you're going to have, of course, 2 USB-C ports that it's going to do, of course, 100 watts of charge rate max. It's going to have 2 USB-A ports at 18 watts max, and that 12-volt cigarette lighter that's plugged and hidden behind the cover. Still has that nice large digital display that's going to work well for you guys if you need to. But it's going to have a 2-hour charge time on a wall plug. So in 2 hours, you're fully charged, you're good to go. That'll be the same charge time if you had 6 of the 200-watt solar panels, which is phenomenally amazing. This kit comes with 2 of those panels. Get yourself 4 more of those and you have that charge rate and you don't have to pay your electric company. For those of you that get the cigarette lighter charger, you guys can charge this in your car, your motorhome. If you still have a cigarette lighter plug, it will take you about 25 hours. Now, 25 hours isn't a bad charge time. That's most people's trips to other states away or something like that, so you're good to go. 30 decibels of noise, EPS, of course, usage, which is great for you guys if you need to. Now, when fully charged on those charge rates, you guys could do quite a bit with it and actually have fun doing this. Now, you guys could do, let's say, CPAP machines. You could do little fountains. If you need to do your baby rockers, plug in your baby rocker and let that little rocking swing rock the baby to sleep. You guys could do, let's say, house fans if you want to keep a little chill. I've done window ACs off of this, and I actually ran window ACs off of this through, I believe it was Prime Week. And to be able to get through multiple shows with that window AC without plugging it in and charging it was great to do. Now, the difference is when you use a window AC, if you have it maxed, you're not going to get that long runtime. If you're only setting it to like 72, it's going to run a lot longer because it takes less power to kick it back up and down. You can do a 60-watt portable freezer or a 65-watt TV. You guys are going to get around 25 hours of runtime with that. For those of you like Sheila that need to dry their hair after they get out of the shower, 1 hour is all you're going to get with that hair dryer. Sorry. Hair dryers pull a lot of power, and that's just one of those things. Now, professional tools like that welding machine, half an hour. You guys want to do the water pumps, angle grinders, leaf blowers. You guys want to do a blender, Jackery night out back, 5 hours with a blender. That's like a 300-watt blender. It's going to be like your little ninja blenders, okay? 45 drone batteries, 60 phone batteries, or if you guys really truly need 19 hours with that inverter heater, that's like a 70-watt heater. But can be done. Electric drills, microwaves, you guys can do coffee makers, or you guys can do Christmas decorations, Halloween decorations. It can do it all without a problem. And that's the best part about this system. Now, the 2000 plus system with solar panels, like I said, $18.99, phenomenal price point. At $18.99, it's a good price point. But always get it as a kit, and they have a full kit. And that's going to be, of course, the 4000 kit. Now, the 4000 kit's great, but you guys could also get it with, let's say, the 2000 plus and the 500 watt solar panel. So if you want the 2000 plus and that 500 watt solar panel, it is the same price point as the 2000 plus and the 200 watt panel. $18.99. At $18.99, you're getting a great deal, but I'm going to tell you guys, get the 4000 kit. Now, the 4000 kit's going to be the station and that battery sitting on top of it and 2 solar panels. Now, we're going to get into this because you can add batteries to the station. Unlike the 3000 Pro, this one has the option ability of extending the battery. You guys can add extra battery. Now, what that means is you doubled your battery capacity, you doubled your runtime. Now, with one battery, it's technically around the same charge time. About 2 or so hours, which is great. The cool part is if you guys want to do it with solar panels, the battery can actually have its own solar panels. 6 of those 200 watt solar panels. No problem. Plugged in, you're good to go. And the station below it, plugged in, same deal, same to go. At $2,999, that's a 40% savings. You're getting the battery, the station, and those 2 beautiful panels. You're not stuck with just the station and a single battery. You can add up to 5 batteries with this. When you add 5 batteries, guys, you're going to have, of course, beautiful 12 kilowatts of power. At 12 kilowatts of hour power, you should be able to run a lot of home appliances for at least a couple days without an issue, guys. It should be able to do your house for multiple days without an issue at that rate. Excluding your ACs, your central ACs, your hot tubs, your pools. Guys, you're not going to get a long runtime with that. It's going to double that down. Now, like I said, you can link up to 5 batteries to the system by itself. Or if you have another 2000 plus, and of course, link those 2 together because they can run in parallel. And you guys could do, of course, 24 kilowatts of power with 10 batteries. At 24 kilowatts of power, you should be able to do at least your home for at least 6 days without a problem. And that's the good part with this. Now, bear with me, guys. That was Boss Man. So it's a great option, and to be able to add batteries, not add batteries, or just swap vice versa, you have all these great options. Jackery thought about it, and when doing that, guys, it's great. It's perfect. It's going to do a lot for you. Just check them out. Now, like I said, by itself, panels, great price, $18.99. If you want to get it with the 500 watt panel by itself, $18.99. You want to get it as the 4000 kit, you guys can actually do much, much better. You guys can get the battery. You guys can get the station. You guys can, of course, get the 2 solar panels all as a kit price for $2,999. At $2,099, it's phenomenal. It's just perfectly well set with this. And you should definitely check out the full kit with that. So I definitely recommend the 4,000 kit if you're looking. Now, with that being said, though, we're going to move over into their largest system. Now, their large system is an amazing, amazing system with it. We're talking about that 5,000 plus. This is, of course, your full home piece. It is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Sheila, I believe Justin's checking in on it right now. So, so you're gonna have a great piece. Now we're gonna talk about the 5,000 plus. I want to get into this. I want to go into depth. We're not gonna just talk about a little bit of it. We're gonna go probably into more depth into this one than a few of the others, and there's a reason for it. This is their largest standalone or largest system. Now, this system is meant for running your whole home, your whole cabin, your off-the-grid living. If you guys want to take it traveling, take it traveling. It would go great in a motorhome or toy hauler, whatever you really want to. But it is a larger piece. It is 132 pounds. Now, at 132 pounds, you're probably like, oh, we're not going to be able to move it around. Not so much, guys. Don't think that. Now, you guys see the size of this station, and yes, it is, like I said, large. But is it too large to move around? No. Now I'm going to walk up here. You guys can see me in my shorts. And you're going to notice I'm going to tip it over just like that. 132 pounds tip, guys. And it is actually really, really amazingly well done. It's no problem. It has a handle. The handle can actually be put away with this. Now, when you pick it up, yeah, 132 pounds might be a little bit of weight for a lot of people. But you can pick it up with the handles if you truly need to. And that's actually beautiful. Now, Justin, if you're watching in, it's not showing up for some people. It's showing up for me, and it's showing off if you click that link, it shows up, but it doesn't show for a lot of people. So, he says he sees it. I don't know. So that's the weight of that piece, and that's actually not a bad weight with this, and it's actually really, really amazingly well done. So the leverage and designability of the 5,000 was done correct. They wanted to make sure that you guys could tip it, move it, roll it, and it's actually really, really decent. Now, that's the cool part about this. Now, with it, though, you're going to have a lot more battery capacity with this. Now, the battery capacity, of course, is just that. It's going to be a large, large battery. 5,000 plus watts on this. Now, 5,040 watt hours of power is an amazing good amount of power. Now, if you wanted to, Sheila, you're just now following us? What happened, Sheila? You're not following me no more? The weather warnings. Are there weather? No, Trevor. There is no weather warnings where I'm at. We did have an ice storm this morning, though. Yeah, Justin. So if you're watching, just wanted to make sure. Yeah, we're having glitches. I don't know what it is for the Dragon Blogger side or others, but yeah, there's definitely some glitches. Also, what should you do if there's an extreme weather in your area and there are jacket stuff outside? I would say bring your Jackery products inside, except for, let's say, your solar panels. If you have like a winter storm warning and you have products outside, like the solar panels are designed to be left outside in harsh and wet weather. There's no problem with that. As long as they're tied down or mounted properly, they're not going to be taken away or whatever. If you have a station like this, yeah, bring your station inside. Don't leave the station outside. Yeah, I don't know. I'll let Justin know. I don't know if Justin's still listening in or not. Now, that's the cool part about this, guys. So, yeah, it's a great little piece right here. And this is what we're going to get into. So, like I said, the station itself is phenomenal. And it's a great price point. You guys can get it for like $2,999 for a 5,000 by itself. Or you guys could get, let's say, the 5,000 and, of course, the single 500 watt solar panel. That's going to be a $34.99 price point. Now, it's a 500x solar panel, but we got a lot more to talk about with this 500 station. So let's bring you on into the front panel. That front panel has 4 standard 3-prong American plugs. That's going to do 7,200 watts of power. You heard me correctly, 7,200 watts of power through those AC outlets. Now you have that 12 volt 10 amp cigarette lighter plug if you really needed to, and that's actually kind of cool. You guys are going to have, of course, 2 USB-C ports, 2 USB-A ports, 100 watt USB-C ports, 18 watt USB-A ports, and you have that nice large digital display. It's got a lot going for it, right? Hey Phil, what's up, buddy? Okay, here we go. Phil, are you having problems finding this show too? I think there's some Amazon glitches or gremlins going on. So, what's up, Phil? Now, with it, of course, there's a lot more. It's there. It is definitely there, Phil. I'm not sure. I told Justin, but I can't really keep typing Justin. So if you guys can type Justin, let him know. On the opposite side of this bad boy, you're going to have, of course, the AC expansion port. Now, the AC expansion port right here, guys, this is meant for linking up or connecting up your smart transfer stations. And they actually created a transfer station for it. That means you guys can actually have your electric company or electrician come in, mount it up to your circuit breaker box that comes from the power pole, and you guys are connected. Below that is, of course, a dual voltage system. You're going to have a 14-30 NEMA plug and a 14-50 NEMA plug. That means you guys can plug in your ACs. You guys can plug in your central ACs. That means you guys can plug in your hot water tanks. That means you guys can plug in your dryers into this device. You have the connectability. This is also going to give you guys your first look of the cooling technology. You have the air vents, but there are fans as well over there. Now, that's actually kind of cool that they did that. And you also get, of course, a little bit of look of the orange handles that I actually picked it up with. Now, on the opposite side of this, I'm going to move it over here because there's a lot to go on down there. First and foremost, at the very bottom is your DC expansion port. Now, the DC expansion port is meant for connecting up batteries. And you guys can connect up batteries, and we'll get more into the batteries in just a second. You also have the plug in the middle. That's going to be your AC your AC port. Your AC port's going to be your wall plug. Now, your wall plug is actually kind of cool with that, and it does do well for you guys. But underneath this panel, and I told you guys, like last time, I'm going to pop it off. I pulled it off for a reason. You have 3 pieces inside that little panel that we're going to zoom on in for. The 2 round, of course, 80/20 DC plugs, that chrome ones on the end. That is for your low power solar charging. That's for like your 1200 watts of small solar panels. You guys can actually charge it that way. Or in the middle is going to be your high power solar array. That's going to be like your 4,000 watt rooftop solar arrays. Let's say multiple 100 prime panels or multiple 500Xs, or guys, their new solar panel that is going to be coming out at some point that I should be having coming. A little piece forward to show you. To run that, you're going to have to flip that plug right there. It's going to flip over and it's going to click it to power. Now that's all there is to that. With all of those plugs, that means there is multiple ways of charging this device. First and foremost, charging. Whoa, the camera just went side. You know what? We're going to ignore that camera. So the first and foremost of way of charging, like I said, is going to be that low power solar array. That low power solar array is going to allow you to charge at 1200 watts at 5 hours. It's going to take you 5 hours to charge 5,040 watt hours of power. You guys can then plug into, of course, the wall plug or the AC port. You guys will have 1,800 watts of charge rate through that plug. At 1,800 watts, it's going to be a little over 3.5 hours of charge time. It's a decent charge rate for over 5,000 watt hours of power. If you use, let's say, the high power solar array plugs, your solar charging panels on the roof, 4,000 watts are allowed to pass through that. At 4,000 watts, you guys have less than 2 hours to fully charge this device. There's your 3 ways, but there's a fourth. That smart transfer station that is, of course, connected up to your house can charge at 4,000 watts as well. Now, that will have, of course, again, under 2 hours of charge time. That's great in all of its own. But you guys can actually run multiple devices as well, and that's another little great piece with this. Now, ranging from, let's say, you guys want to charge, what do you want to run? You guys want to run your house dryer? You guys could do that. Your house dryer should be able to run for about 3 hours off the device by itself. That's quite a bit of power with that. Now, if you guys want to run a 60-watt flat screen TV, maybe 2 days with that. Central AC, that's a crazy amount of power, 2 hours. Your 1150 watt to 2000 watt window AC is a little over 5 hours with that. Inverter heaters, above 10 hours with your inverter heaters or more with this device. Now, when you use the smart transfer station, guys, you guys can actually do like a bunch of different pieces, ranging from, of course, seeing all of that direct power that you're doing through the smart app. And that app is going to allow you to schedule charging and discharging of the device during non-peak hours. So you guys are going to get real-time monitoring, tracking solar inputs. You're going to be able to optimize your schedule for energy savings, and you guys are going to be able to do sustainable solar charging mode. That means, let's say your electric company charges you way too much during prime peak hours. Like right now at home is prime peak hours for most people. That's when everybody's home eating dinner, watching TV. Your electric company charges you more. You guys could run off of solar and not charge during that time and not worry about it. Then off-peak hours will allow you to charge or run with this. Now, this device allows for 0 milliseconds of switchover. There is a 0 uninterruptible power supply with this. That means you guys can have your data mining at home and not worry about it. Your data centers, your medical devices, and everything else with that. It's a phenomenally well done piece with this if you need. Now, by itself, great. You guys can add 5 batteries to this. When you add 5 batteries, it's 30 kilowatts of power. At 30 kilowatts of power, you should be able to run most of your home appliances for up to about 7 days without an issue with this device. Add the solar arrays, and you're running constantly without paying your electric company. If you want to, though, run it in parallel with the second 5,000 plus, and you guys can actually do 14,400 watts of power, and you guys can have 10 batteries total. That's going to give you 60 kilowatts of power. 60 kilowatts of power is a crazy amount of power. Now, great little product, amazing little piece. If you guys need, it's there for you. Now, we're going to talk about a smaller station. We're going to go into the 240 V2. Now, the 240 V2 is a great station. If I can grab the correct one. This is it right here. This is 256 watt hours of power, guys. 256 watt hours of power that's going to do well for a lot of people. It is an 8-pound package. At 8 pounds, guys, you can carry this piece around and not worry about it. It has this nice little handle. 8 pounds means I can use it as a weight and work out with it. Maybe put a VR headset on and just chug it around the house. And, just figure it out. Now with this, you're going to have, of course, that AC outlet. Now that's a 3-prong standard American AC outlet that's going to do 300 watts of pure sine wave power. Can peak at 600. Now 256 watt hours of power is great in itself. You're going to have an USB-C port. That first USB-C port is a bi-directional or can charge inwards or outwards at 100 watts of charge rate. You're going to have a 15 watt USB-C port output only and a 15 watt USB-A port output only. 12 volt 10 amp cigarette lighter plug and that beautiful display with a flashlight. Now the flashlight on this one is a little bit, let's turn the power on and I can kind of show you guys this. This is one of the ones we normally don't talk about the flashlight because it only does standard light brightness or SOS pattern. So you guys have the 2 light pieces. You guys can also see that nice little display right there showing 98% battery. Now, all of these stations we have shown tonight are app controlled. That means you guys can use, of course, the Android-based or iOS Jackery app and control all of these plugs and lights off of the app. That's really, really amazingly well done. Yeah, I did say flashlight, buddy. And it's got a flashlight definitely for you. Now, 1 hour charge rate is your standard charging in emergency charge mode, or 2 hours in standard quick charging if you have to. Now, that's your standard charging, is that going to be that 2 hours. An emergency charge rate, 1 hour, you're up and running. In emergencies, you're good to go. Now, with this cool little piece, it's got silicone pads on the bottom, and it can be carried and put everywhere you need. Now, what could you run off a full charge? 12 cell phone chargers, maybe 10 hour or 16 hours with a Bluetooth speaker. That's like a 10-watt Bluetooth speaker. 4 drone batteries, or if you guys want to do about 14 hours with with your modem or router, that's like your Wi-Fi router or your cable internet packet. 14 hours of runtime off this. 4 hours with the TV, maybe 6 hours with that 30-watt heating pad. Or if Phil really needs to keep warm because he's in the doghouse and has to sleep outside, 3.5 hours with a heated blanket. Sorry, Phil, I know you got in trouble about your Jeep. So this is a great piece, and I love it. Now, the price point of this is about $179. At $179, it is a great, great deal. But always, always do the package deal. Get the 240 V2, and what I'm about to show you, you guys can get this 11-pound package. At 11 pounds, this is perfect. At 11 pounds, guys, this is a perfect package deal. You guys can carry it, take it hiking, camping, bug out bag, whatever you really want. At 11 pounds, you guys are up and going. 7.5 hours will be your charge time, though, with the 240 V2 and that Mini 40 solar panel. Now, the Mini 40 solar panel is a great solar panel. 12 inches tall, 10 inches wide, ½ inch thick, of course, claps. When you pop it open, you have that fully waterproof, water-resistant solar panel that can be left out in the elements, and you don't have to worry. That's the cool piece with this. So you have a great little solar panel that's going to do well in most elements. Now, this is amazing. So I love that. No, I don't know. Justin's trying to write me and I can't see it. So yeah, this is cool. It's going to do well. And because it's so lightweight, guys, you can throw the solar panel in your backpack and carry it around. You technically, I mean, if you guys as wives carry those big old Kate Spade purses or whatever, it can actually go in there. And that's the cool part. Justin, I can't reply to Justin. He's trying to write me, but I can't reply him. I don't know if he can hear me either. So, phenomenally great. I love that option. It's a great little piece. If you guys need 240 V2 by itself, $179. 240 V2 with Mini 40 solar panel, $249. It's going to work well. Now, we are going to show you guys one of the original pieces. And I say that with, of course, because this is one of the original housings and designs. And you're like, what? No, not that camera. Not that camera. Let's go down. That camera. We're going to go into a fixed handle device. And this fixed handle device is actually kind of cool. 518 watt hours of power in the Jackery Explorer 500. Now, it has, of course, that fixed handled housing, which is perfect. It is only 13 pounds. At 13 pounds, that is very capable of being carried around without a problem. Now, it is, of course, designed with an AC outlet, 3 USB ports, of course, multiple DC plugs, and has a flashlight. Now, unlike the others, the flashlight's a little bit positioned differently for you guys. That flashlight is actually on the side right here, and if you guys hit that thing, you'll see it come on, and there is your flashlight for you. This one is a little more of an orange hue than some of the others that they have. Hold it down, and it goes into SOS pattern for you. And of course, shut it off, and you're good to go. On the bottom, those silicone pads that we were talking about that these stations have. They're well done for you. Lightweight, so I can carry this around without a problem. It's not an issue to have the station and, of course, carry it around. That's the cool idea with it. Now, the display, if I hit the display, it'll come up. It's a different color pattern than the others, and that's because this is the original display. But like I said, you have, of course, that beautiful AC outlet that does 500 watts of pure sine wave power, can peak at 1,000. 3 USB-A 5-volt 2.4 amps, and of course the 3 DC plugs, 12-volt 10 amp, and of course two 6.2 millimeters of output power. Above that is your 8 millimeter input power plug. That's going to be for your solar, your wall plugs, and of course cigarette lighter charging capabilities. Now, that 500 will take 5 hours to fully charge it, though. And that's too many flashlights. I definitely feel you with that. You have way too many. Now, it will take you 5.5 hours to fully charge it on a wall plug. Not a bad time. I mean, it's got the original charge technology, the original batteries, and everything in between. It's going to take, of course, 5.5 hours on a cigarette car lighter. So no change in the way it charges. Now, let's say if you guys had the 500 with a 100-watt solar panel, about 7.5 hours would be your charge time. That's actually a decent charge time. $299 is your price point for the 500 by itself. That's a great deal. You guys could run, let's say, your laptop for 30 hours, 7 hours with that TV, 9 hours with the mini cooler. If you guys want to, over, of course, 9 hours with the CPAP machine. You guys could do 50 minutes with the blender. You guys could do 4 hours with the electric blanket. Air pump. You guys like to go camping, hiking, or do inflatable rafts? 8 hours with those pumps. So it's a great amount of runtime with those pumps that can do quite a bit with that. And it's a great option. By itself, $299, perfect price point. Add it with, of course, the 100-watt solar panel, and you're going to get it for $249. At $249, you're going to get that and this bifacial 100-watt solar panel, which is going to do beautiful stuff for you. Definitely check that out and enjoy that little piece. Too many flashlights. That's pretty funny. I think we're going to move over to the 300 plus. Now, the 300 plus, pretty much identical housing to the 240. Still an 8-pound package, so you guys 8 pounds carryable. And you're probably like, hey, let's get a different camera angle. I agree with you. Let's get a better camera angle. Let's get you guys the camera angle of up close. Now, silicone pads on the bottom are definitely there. 288 watt hours of power in a device of this size. Now, 288 watt hours of power is decently well done, but it's got a 12-volt 10 amp cigarette lighter plug. It's got that 15-watt USB-A port, that 15-watt USB-C port, and that 100-watt bidirectional USB-C port as well. It's got, of course, that 300-watt pure sine wave AC outlet that can peak 600, or, of course, that flashlight that does that as well. Yeah, I know, Phil. Just let Justin know if you can. Just write him to let him know. I know I'm trying to let him know, but it's just it's Amazon. It's not us, so I do apologize. I'm sad. I'm bummed. We put a lot of effort into these shows, and then you get the glitches, and it bums you. But we just roll with it, keep going. Now, like I said. This is cool though, because this one, the 300 plus, can actually be charged in under an hour and a half. Now, the other one had that 2-hour charge rate. This one can do it in under an hour and a half. What could you run off of this? You guys could run a Nintendo Switch for approximately 40 hours, a 45-watt house fan for 4.5 hours, 5 drone batteries, 3 laptop chargers, 13 phone batteries. You guys could do, let's say, your standard flashlights. You guys could do 12 DSLR batteries. You could even do 15.5 to 16 hours with your Wi-Fi router, 22 hours with that little light bulb on the front, or 7 hours with that pet heating pad. It's up to you with this, and it's a great option of a device this size. The 300 plus is perfectly well done, and it will be definitely a great addition to everybody. This would make for a great gift to send with your college student to college, just in case of an emergency. Now, I talk about these stations and I say lithium batteries and LiFePO4 cells. Now, yes, those batteries can last fully charged for a long time. You should, though, tinder them or plug them in at least once every 2.5 to 3 months. You want to tinder them and make them sure they are actually set and perfect. They all have internal balances, So each balance does have a balancer that's going to balance the cells out properly and keep them perfectly done. $239 for this piece by itself is great. Now, like I always tell you though, and I've said it several times tonight, except for I'm now stuck in my chair, can't turn around. Where'd he go? Down here. Get it as a package deal. Get it with the Mini 40 solar panel. Now, this is a great package deal. $319. This is 11 pounds. At 11 pounds, guys, you guys can take this pretty much anywhere. From hiking, camping, travel with it in your car. I actually might take one of these on my trip across country in this summer. So I'm going to be driving back across country to do a little trip. And I'll probably be taking one of these stations with me just in case emergencies, which is great. And because it's so perfectly sized, I don't have to worry about it. It's going to make a great idea. And that's what it would work out well for you guys. So you guys have a little extra power just in case maybe you broke it out on the side of the road. You need to charge your phone. Maybe you need a flashlight in the middle of the night. Maybe you need to plug in a little electric tool. This will allow for that. It'll get you up and running. Maybe you have one of those electric jacks that plugs in. This would do that. That'd be a great idea. So, cool little piece, great little option. 300 plus by itself or 300 plus with Mini 40 solar panel. Definitely worth going. So check it out. You guys won't be disappointed with that. Now, I believe... Ooh. No one heard that, right? Bear with me 1 second, everybody. I just dropped that on top of my glasses. I just dropped that station on my glasses. All right. They're not broke. We're good. Somebody should clip that. That's a great blooper. I'm pretty sure the station's perfect. My glasses aren't broke, so I'm sure we're good. Ooh. So anybody have any questions? Sunday night shit. It's something. It's definitely something, buddy. It's definitely something. All right, we're going to be talking about 1,000 plus stations. We're going to start off with the station and, of course, the 1,000 plus and, of course, dual solar panel kit. While we talk about this, we're going to get into this. We talked about great modular systems. Now, Jackery makes a bunch of very amazing standalones, ranging from the 100 plus all the way up to the 3000 Pro. They make great modular or of course expandable stations like the 5000 plus we showed you, the 2000 plus, and now the 1000 plus, which we are now going to show you. Now that is a really, really amazing station sitting there on top of this little stack. Yeah, it's a lot of great deals. And if, like I said, guys, you guys can use that 5% discount code. So you guys can use that 5% discount code, save 5% off of $1,000 purchases, and you don't have to worry. It's going to save you guys a few bucks. And that's the cool part about it. So for those of you joining with us, you guys get that discount code, and you can use it on those purchases, which is phenomenal. I really love that idea that we can use that for you guys. So definitely, always check that out. Now, we are going to talk about the 1000 plus system with, of course, dual solar panels. Now, that is a great price point. It's $999, but you're going to get that station there, and you're going to get, of course, 2 of the 100-watt solar panels. That's that bifacial solar panel. Now, this kit is 1,264 watt-hours of power. Now, 1,264 watt-hours of power is actually a great amount of power for a device of this size. This device only weighs 32 pounds. Now, at 32 pounds, that's very doable and very acceptable for a lot of different reasons. First, you guys can carry it around. You guys can move it around. You guys can actually just leave it in position if you want to. It has that flashlight on the front. It has that digital display. And I'm going to get up and kind of turn it on. Now, the power button, guys, like this, you guys just hit that power button, activate it, it'll power it up. It's going to light up green. Once it's green, the screen's going to come on. It shows about 82% battery. If I turn on that flashlight, you guys have that bright. If I hit that flashlight again, it's going to come on brighter. If I hit it again, SOS pattern, we'll shut it back off. You have the 3 AC outlets. You have, of course, the USB-C ports, the USB-A ports, all individually switched for those of you that need it. Turn it off if you don't want it on. Just play it, power it down. Of course, I didn't hold it down long enough. We'll hold it till it shuts off. There we go. Now, 1,264 watt hours of power is a good amount of power. It's going to take approximately like 2 hours to actually charge. At 2 hours, that's not a long charge time. It's technically under 2 hours with this. If you had, let's say, 4 of the 100-watt solar panels, 4.5 hours is your charge time. That's great. Phenomenally quick charging with solar, and that's what we really want to see. To be able to do what we have here, like we have, and charge it from solar and not have to pay your electric company, I'm all for that. I am actually all for that. Now, those 3 American AC plugs on the front are going to do 2,000 watts of pure sine wave power. Can peak at 4,000 if you truly need to. 200-watt USB-C ports. 2 18-watt USB-A ports. You're going to have that flashlight that we showed you, and of course the cigarette lighter plug on the side. Now, when fully charged, you guys can run multiple devices without a problem because you have the power. So 1,150 watt window AC, a little over an hour. If you guys want to do, let's say, a 200-watt desktop PC, you guys could do about 6 hours with that or more. You guys could do movie projectors, leaf blowers, electric drills, angle grinders. You guys could do cell phones. You guys could do, about 58 cell phones. The cell phone charges if you really wanted to. That's a great little piece. Now, still an EPS or UPS, 30 decibels of noise, 20 milliseconds of switchover. Very safe, very reliable. About 62 forms of protection. Temperature sensors, battery management, and comes with all the cabling you could ever want with a system like this. You guys could run a rice cooker for 3.5 hours. You guys could run a 100-watt movie projector for 9 hours. You guys could do, let's say, 1,160-watt microwave for about an hour as well. 2,000-watt heater, a little over 30 minutes. Or if you guys want a weed whacker, go ahead and do your yard. It can do that with all of ease without a problem. Now, if you want to, though, get the 1,000 kit and get the full kit and caboodle. Now, this is a full kit at $1,499. At $1,499, you guys are going to get that 1,000 plus system down below, the battery sitting above it, and those 2 solar panels. That battery is another 1,264 watt hours of power. That means you now have 2,528 watt hours of power. 2,528 watt hours of power. You just doubled your battery, which means you doubled your runtime on every device we just talked about. That's amazing. Now, it links up with the linking cable just like all the rest. It comes with that cable in the kit. The battery above it will actually light up. It will show you guys the percentage of the battery charged on it, of course, for those of you that need to, which is great. So if you guys need to see that battery percentage, it's there for you. Don't worry about it. Now, with the battery, you guys can actually add up to 3 batteries. When you have 3 batteries, that's 5 kilowatts of hour power. 5 kilowatts of hour power, it's great. It's going to do well for you guys. Now, I love the 1,000 plus system. This is a great portable system that you could use for whatever you want, ranging from, of course, like Halloween decorations outside, Christmas decorations, maybe all of your lighting outside. Maybe you guys are like holding a church get together or a family get together, and you guys want to do a movie night. You guys could plug in a movie projector, the projector screen, maybe a Bluetooth speaker, and all those other pieces into this and run it off of this station and have a nice movie marathon outside. It would be great for any situation or get together. Maybe you guys are having a little wedding and you guys want to run, of course, let's say your karaoke machine. Plug it in and do that. It's got the capabilities of it. And it's a great little system. So, any questions about those 1,000 plus systems, definitely ask. Always here to answer. Now, before we move on to the actual solar panel part of this show, I want to mention there's that 5% discount code, guys, for you for this as well. We showed you a bunch of amazing systems from the 1000 V2 for $449 to the 2000 V2 at another great price deal. So you have so much more with that. You're going to have, of course, capabilities of like the 2000 plus, 3000 pros, 5000s or more. They definitely have a little bit of something for everybody. Do not sleep on these deals. Now, this is, of course, the last few, I think it's like the last day or so of these spring sales, I think. But definitely worth checking out the spring/tax sales. I love them. Great little options for that. So now I'm going to check chats. I'm going to see if there's any questions about any of these power stations. I do know that we have a lot of glitch on Amazon side, unfortunately, which means not a lot of people are asking questions. So it happens. The brings me, yeah, it's really a lot of nice price points on the sale. Jackery did well when they did the sale this year for the spring sales. I'm really impressed with, of course, these deals and sales. All right, it is time to talk about solar charging. Now, we've talked about these stations. We talked about, you could get a solar charger. You guys can get the solar panels. We talked about how you guys can get it and, of course, included with kits. We didn't show you guys a lot of these panels, and there's a reason for that. We do that whole spiel at the end of the show. So we're going to start off with, of course, the 100-watt Solar Saga. Now, this is, of course, their new creation. There was an original 100 Solar Saga, but they said, hey, we can't leave it there. Let's create it and make it better. I'm always for that better part. Now, this is a bifacial charging solar panel for $209. That's a 30% savings night. This system's got to have kickstands, and these kickstands are just going to pop out and allow you to set it up. There's going to be a kickstand on both sides. So you guys have that. And these are actually nicely well done with this new kickstand. It's a lot firmer of a piece and Velcros down very well. Has elastic straps with that on it. Now, this design does have, of course, these little clasps that's going to allow you to hold it shut. Now, this is going to do 25% efficiency in converting light to power in even the lowest light settings. In perfect settings, you guys are going to get that 100% conversion rate at 100 watts at 18 volts. Now, this does dual charging capability. So both sides will get a charge. The blue side is going to be your reflective side. The blue side will need to be set at, let's say, like a 20 to 25 degree angle, so that back reverse light coming back up, bouncing off the ground, will reflect back into the system. Liliana, hello. Now with this, like I said, dual charging, so you're going to have another side. That's going to be this black variation of the monocrystalline solar panel. Now, when you pop it out and reach it out there for you, you guys can see how long this panel truly is. It is a trifold design with quad panels. Now, monocrystalline solar cells, of course, is going to do well for you in an IP68 setting. What is IP68? That means you guys can leave this out in a rainstorm. It's not going to hurt it. You guys can leave it in a dust storm. Not going to hurt it. You guys can wash it off with the hose and be totally fine. Of course, like I said, 20-degree angle to get the reflective from both sides with this. Now, this will work with pretty much most of their stations, from the 100 plus, which is their smallest station, all the way up to the 5000 if you really need to. Do I recommend charging the 5000 with this one? No. The 5000 is a really big station. It's going to take a longer time to do that. Can you do it? Yes, you can. I'm going to gear this one towards, let's say, like the 1000s, the 500s, the 600 plus, the 240 V2s, the 240s, the 300 variations, even the 100 plus. This can be plugged into their smallest station. This is an amazing solar panel. This thing's going to do well for you in all situations. It comes with the cable, comes with the 8020 and the 7909 adapter plug. That's a DC plug. This is a beautiful little piece. Lightweight too. I like how lightweight this panel is. I mean, it's a nice large panel that's going to do well, but it is light, so you don't have to worry about a super heavy panel being carried everywhere. Now, yeah, if you had 6 of these or 4 of these in your hand, it's going to be a little bit of weight, but not too much that's not being capable of doing that. Now, we also have, I believe, up next, the 200. Now, the 200 watt solar panel is a great panel at $559. Now, we actually have a video of this panel. So let's show you guys this. Well, maybe there's the video. This is the 200 watt Solar Saga. Now, this is a larger panel. This panel actually comes with a zipped up carrying case. It is, of course, again, monocrystalline solar cells, but it's a trifold design with quad panels. It is a larger panel. This one actually weighs approximately 21 pounds. Now, 200 watts at 18 volts, which is great. It's going to do about 24% efficiency in converting light to power. It is not a bifacial, unfortunately. I wish this one was a bifacial. Word was they were coming to create a bifacial version of this, which is great. Now, I believe they decided to make the 500X, which is even better, but hey, you have this option. Now, with the 3 kickstands, it's going to take you about 10 seconds to fully set it up. In the case, you're going to actually have a 10-foot cable with those adapter plugs. Now, the case is ETFE, and of course, the handles are ETFE, which is great. Fully waterproof, water resistant with the IP68 rating. Compatible with pretty much the 1000 V2 all the way up to the 5000 plus stations. Can be used on the larger stations. You're not going to plug in the 200 watt panel in, let's say, the 100 plus. Not going to happen, unfortunately. Now, the water rating's great because leave it outside, don't worry about it. What I will tell you, though, is make sure that you tie down these solar panels if you're going to leave them out for long periods of time. Because if a high wind comes by, it is, of course, a kite, a sail. It's a big wing that will pick up from the air and kind of fly away. So you want to be careful. Right there, you saw I plugged it in. I was getting about 153 watts. It is very bright. I should be getting around 200 watts without a problem. The thing is if you guys look at the back, when I walk to the back of this, you'll notice that I don't have that solar panel completely flat, and I don't have it at a 20-degree angle. It is not perfectly positioned. If you position it perfectly, and it does have a sunlight angle indicator with it to do that, you're going to get a better charge rate than I was with this video. But hey, it's me being me, so why not, kind of do your thing and then do whatever. That's a great little piece, guys. $559 is definitely your price point on that 200 panel. Now, we also have the Mini 40. Now, the Mini 40 is amazing. This is a really perfect little panel. This panel is good for the 100 plus, the 240s, the 300 pluses. Now, you guys can do the 500 if you want to, or the 600 plus. That's up to you. It's going to take a long time for that. This is a 2.5 pound solar panel. This 2.5 pound solar panel is only $89.98 today. It's a 38% savings. Now, it is 12 inches tall, 10 inches wide, ½ inch thick at its thickest point. Now, its thickest point is going to be the connecting plug side. So you have that thickness of this. Now, with this, it's got the beautiful Jackery logo, of course, stuck on there with some beautiful rivets. On the back side, it is magnetic. And you guys are going to see that. It magnetically sticks to this panel. Pop it open, you're going to be, of course, greeted with the pressed rings. These pressed rings are meant for tying it down or strapping it down with hooks, however you want to. Again, trifold design. It's got trifold design, so you guys, it folds up. It's got these clasps that's going to latch it shut. But it's going to open it up, and you guys are going to be greeted with, of course, that beautiful black monocrystalline solar cell. Now, this is actually a decently well-sized solar panel. For a 40-watt solar panel that only weighs 2.5 pounds, this is amazing. At 12 inches tall, 10 inches wide, ½ inch thick, you guys can put this in a backpack. You guys can put it in your wife's purse. This is light enough that your little kid can carry it around. And it's going to do 40 watts of charging at that beautiful charge rate. And it's going to do well. This is amazing. And in that IP68 rating, and yet again, guys, leave it outside. It's not going to hurt this panel. Wash it with the hose. It will not hurt this panel. So that is an amazing little piece at $89.98. Definitely worth checking out. So if you guys need, there you go. Now we are going to be talking about the 100 Prime. Now the 100 watt Prime panel is 194 100 watt solar panel. Now this solar panel is different than their others. And that's because this is an actual glass panel. Now this glass panel is going to come with a little bit of box of hardware. Now these hardware is meant for mounting it to your RVs, your motorhomes, your house, or your shed. Here is your Z bracket. Now the Z bracket is pre-drilled for, of course, your self-tapping screws, and these are what's going to, of course, mount to the roof of your garage or shed. This rail right here is what's going to set the panel on, and it's of course pre-drilled for a slotted bolt piece as well. Stainless steel, painted, and perfectly set for you. You get the 4 panels that you need to, of course, let's set this properly, to mount it up and set it up. You're going to get, of course, the nuts and bolts. Now, these are all stainless steel with, of course, locking nuts. The locking nut has that Teflon insert on there to lock it tight so you don't have to worry about it. You're also going to get the self-tapping stainless steel bolts, or, of course, nuts. Now, these are actually kind of cool. You guys can look at that tip right there. That tip has got a nice sharp tip for self-tapping through metal and wood. It is a fine thread. Now that fine thread's meant for a reason. Most of your RV or motorhomes are really thin roofed. To get a thread through that, they made sure it was really thin. It has, of course, that gasket set there, and that gasket's going to help keep it watertight. I recommend when using these, use a sealant or like a caulking or sealant or a thread locking when doing that to keep it nice and watertight. Now, this solar panel is a glass panel, but it is still bifacial. It is going to do 25% efficiency in converting light to power, and it's going to do it well. But the size is a little bit different because this one does not fold up. Here is the back side of that panel. Now, if I flip it this way, you guys can get more of a look of it. Here's that metal housing that houses it, but it's got, of course, 12 pre-tapped bolt holes. These holes are what you're going to mount those brackets to with the nuts and bolts. There's 12 all the way around. This is the back side of that glass. The back side of that glass needs to be angled at about 20 degrees to get the reflective light charging to this. This 100 watt panel is going to do it at, of course, 25% efficiency, even in low light settings. Now, with it though, got a built-in cable, and this built-in cable is a 10-foot cable. The cable is an Anderson clip style end, which means you guys can plug it into like the 500 if you really needed to without a problem, just like that, or the 1000, I think it was. Now, if you need to, though, it comes with the adapter, and the adapter will come on, and you guys have, of course, the DC style plug, and that's great. It's going to do well. On the front side, you're going to be greeted with the front of the glass, and this is glass. So be careful. Do not tap it with metal. Do not hit it with a hammer. No sharp objects. You want to be really careful with this. Now, it is still an IP68 rating. It is meant for, of course, taking some damage. So like hail and stuff should be semi-okay for this. Now, I say that should be, and that's because, hail, some of that hail can get pretty big. Now, fully glass, but it is a tempered style, so if it breaks, guys, little cubes, don't worry about it. You should be good to go. Now, beautiful little piece that's going to do well for you if you need one of these ones, guys. This is your modular or DIY style. This is going to allow you to mount up many of these on your house. That's a $194 panel. At $194, that is a crazy price point with that. Normally, it's like $300. Now, we have one more panel left, guys, and this is their largest and newest panel to the kit. This is the 500X. We're going to bounce back over here. We're going to grab a couple videos. We have a few of these. I'm going to take a sip of water real quick, though. The video didn't start. So this is the 500X solar panel. The 500X solar panel is a 98-inch long solar panel made from 6 85-watt panels. Now, 6 of these 85-watt panels connect up. They're going to use Anderson clips. They're going to connect, and of course, you're going to adapt onto this. Now, it's going to come with all the hardware and, of course, the actual nice little bracketries that's going to allow you to mount it and connect it up the way it should be done. Now, with this piece, you're going to get all that hardware. You're going to get the carrying case. You're going to get, of course, I believe it's 40 screws, 2 Anderson rubber plugs, 10 hinges, 8 ground stakes, because they make sure you get the ground stakes with this. The panel by itself, guys, is actually going to be about 39 inches by 20 inches by 4 inches thick, which that's closed up. When it's opened, it's going to be 98 inches long by 39 inches wide by about 12 inches tall. With the hinges hooked up, it gives you guys that perfect 20 to 25 degree angle to give you guys that 25% efficiency even in low light settings. Now, this is a bifacial conversion style device, so you guys are going to get light charging from the top and the bottom. It comes with the tent stakes to actually stake it to the ground so you don't have to worry about it flying away. Now, this is a great little piece, but this one can actually work in minus 40 degree weather all the way up to 185 degree weather. That's the perfect solar panel. Now, it's going to do 500 watts of charge rate at 18 volts, can be plugged in, of course, to all of their stations from the 1000 V2 all the way up to the 5000 plus station. That is their largest solar panel. That panel is a crazy, beautifully well done panel. At $999 though, it of course is a little bit higher, but if you're looking for a large panel that's going to be well done and take place of multiple 200 watt panels, that's the one. Check that out. You will not be disappointed whatsoever. Now remember, guys, you guys can have a bunch of different products ranging from, of course, like the 5000 plus station down there. Perfect for your whole home usage. This is going to allow you to do your whole home without a problem. Add extra batteries, even connect it up to your electric circuit box on your wall. Great little idea. Or you guys could do, let's say, any piece on that table. You guys could do the 1000 V2 for $449. Now at 1000 V2, you guys, you have 1070 watt hours of power and a 24 pound package, multiple plugs, multiple connections, and a quick charge rate. That's a great deal. Now you guys could also get the 1000 V2 with, of course, the solar panel at another phenomenal price point of $699. Now at $699, that's a great deal. You can't, of course, go wrong with that. Or if you want to, you guys could get, of course, the 2000 V2 for $949. And that's its big brother. 2042 watt hours of power in a great package. You guys could also get, let's say, like the 3000 Pro system or the 2000 Plus. That's going to be the larger stations on the table back there. One's going to be like 62 pounds. The other is 64 pounds. They both do 3000 watts of pure sine wave power, but can peak at 6000 if you really need to. You guys can actually run large devices off of that. Now, the 2000 Plus can actually add batteries, which is great. Now, remember, all of these products are a phenomenally well done price point tonight for your spring sale. If you purchase over $1,000 tonight of Jackery products, use that 5% discount code that I am resharing in chat for you right now. So that is just a great little price point to our thank you for watching these shows. For those of you that haven't, hit that follow button, hit that live notification button. You will know when we go live when Amazon doesn't glitch, which is kind of, funny that I make that joke. But bunch of great deals, guys. We have stations for everybody. Check these deals out. Come back, rewatch this show later. It is always on these pages. If you guys are following those, of course, you guys will see it on the actual Amazon pages of Jackery or Dragon Blogger. With that, guys, I want to thank everybody for being here. We'll see you guys on the next show. Have a good night, everybody.
This is Jackery 5000 Plus. The batteries are powered by industry-leading LFP cells, arranged in a CTB honeycomb structure. Of course, with no compromise in voltage. It outputs at both 120 and 240 volts to support 99% of household applications. A single unit outputs 7,400 watts. So even your big, power-hungry appliances keep going and going. Not to mention full support for EV charging hubs. Connect up to 10 extra battery packs for a whopping 60 kilowatt hours